Welcome to SAT TV News. I am Larry Larrock, your presenter. In our top stories, French officials visit Dominica for landslide study. Royal Navy scores two more multi-million-dollar drug busts in the Caribbean. Dozens dead as magnitude 7.1 earthquake hit the Philippines. And in sports, Baffert ambassadors seek your third win. Details of these will follow. Welcome back. The Old Mill Cultural Center was filled with students from both primary and secondary schools during an exhibition held as part of this year's celebration of independence to highlight the uses of the breadfruit. In an interview with Chief Cultural Officer Mr. Raymond Lawrence, he noted the breadfruit, like many other crops in Dominica, has played a very important role in the country's development and livelihood. Previous exhibitions focused on bananas, coconut, and calabash.
Breadfruit is a very important staple crop in Dominica, something that can be used and prepared in lots of different ways for food in Dominica. And this morning we have a number of samples of the different types of food preparations using the breadfruit. And while a lot of people don't use the breadfruit so much for craft items, but we were able to get some craft items. Some dolls, some furniture made out of the breadfruit wood, sculpture also made out of the breadfruit wood, and other earrings, paintings, spectacular ware, and dolls using the breadfruit leaves.
This shows the many uses for the entire breadfruit tree said. The wood, the leaves, and the trunk of the tree can be used. Exhibits for the exhibition were submitted by artists and craftspersons island-wide, as well as schools including the Goodwill Primary and Secondary School, the Loda Primary School, and 4-H clubs. The exhibition, he said, will be extended for the rest of the week so the general public can visit to view the exhibits.
Yes, it shows that it's very, very versatile. Because you can use the wood for furniture, for sculpture, as we can see here today, for different types of earrings and small dolls, small craft items. You can also use the leaves for decorative purposes, and that includes even things like costumes, Creole spectacular wear, and so. And then we had the artists incorporate some aspect of the breadfruit in their paintings. So again, and I saw some beautiful paintings using and reflecting the breadfruit as a theme in the paintings.
According to Mr. Lawrence, such exhibitions are organized in an effort to build awareness on the versatility of various foods.
Your word is perfectionism.
Perfectionism. Perfectionism. Perfectionism.
Correct.
Perfectionism. That is exactly what Checkwill Guy of the Seventh-day Adventist Primary School displayed when he won the final round of the CCCUL, Central Cooperative Credit Union Limited's annual Spelling Bee competition on Tuesday, October 15th at the Public Service Union. This competition was introduced last year when the credit union celebrated 5 years of service. It was so successful that they decided to make it an annual event and has added it to the Central Youth Development Program. Complete silence filled the room as Miss Elma Williams read out the competition rules.
Judges are in complete control of the competition. I'm going to repeat that. Judges are in complete control of the competition. Their decisions are final. Spelling bees are not unlike sporting events in which referees call the plays as they see them. Players may not always agree with the decisions or like them, but accept them as part of good sportsmanship.
There were 4 finalists, 2 from the north of Dominica, Laura Aaron of the Roosevelt Douglas Primary School, Laurel Sebastian of the Clifton Primary. Finalists from the south were Shakira George of the Goodwill Primary and Check Will Guy of the Roseau Seventh-day Adventist Primary. The spelling bee took place in 2 parts, and participating students were from grades 5 or 6. In more news, Chief Cultural Officer Mr. Raymond Lawrence is urging Dominicans to support the country's new national dish, callaloo, which replaced the endangered mountain chicken. He said a number of surveys were conducted where Dominicans voiced their opinion on the new dish on the radio, the internet, at schools, hotels, and restaurants.
And what was amazing to us was every single survey, callaloo was number 1. There wasn't a survey where another dish was number 1. It was always callaloo. So it was obvious to us that Dominicans as a whole preferred to have callaloo as the national dish. And the thing about the callaloo, it's versatile as well. You can have it, in case you don't eat meat, you can have it plain. You can add crab. If you want crab callaloo, you can add your roast meats and so your smoked meats to it to give it your flavor.
Persons have the option to prepare callaloo in whatever method they like, as it is not limited to any specific recipe.
While I know maybe some other places have callaloo, but we should try to promote Dominica as the place where you get the real callaloo and really make an effort to promote the national dish of Dominica.
Cabinet, which had the final decision on the dish, approved of callaloo, and it is now time for Dominicans to start to recognize their new national dish along with visitors alike. In more news, a team of 3 experts from the Regional Council of Martinique recently completed a 2-day study on landslides in Dominica. This was in an effort to assist the government on techniques to mitigate the frequency of landslides, especially during inclement weather conditions. The study was also done to reduce the instances where waterlogged areas negatively affect roads.
We were invited by the government, the Ministry of Public Works, because during works there is a landslide in Belt, we are provided to discuss and to analyze the sites and to try to give our advice for the solution.
During the visit, the group, which also included Ms. Marimoto Claudia, a geotechnical engineer from the General Council of Martinique, studied the possibility of landslides in Bells, Antrim, and Port-Cassé.
For this kind of landslide, this is the problem is the water you have on the soil. The water is the depth of the water is not too much important. So it's possible to enlarge drainage, and the solution, or one of solutions we imagine is to realize a French drain near the road to 3 meters depth, and this is the solution we imagine.
The group was also invited to Dominica to work on the Port-Cassé to Melvin Hall Road project and gave valuable insight to the Ministry of Public Works on the best way to construct the roads with proper drainage for long-term sustainability. Building engineer Mr. Philip Locus says the Regional Council of Martinique is working on sharing their expertise with other Caribbean islands and is currently cooperating with Dominica and Jamaica.
Next month, in November, there will be a seminar in Martinique, Carib Risk Cluster. And we invite the partner Dominica, the other country, to discuss about the different works we can do together in what we call natural hazard, because all the countries of Caribbean have the same problem about earthquakes, floods, landslide. So it is very interesting to exchange, to know how each other can, the response each country can do to help the population.
Mr. Lucust explained it is very important that Caribbean countries cooperate with each other so they can share expertise on methods to mitigate against natural disasters. Once this is done effectively, he said, the cost of recovery after disasters will be reduced significantly. There will be a meeting of CIDEMA, the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, in December of this year, where officials from Caribbean countries are expected to discuss solutions to combat natural disasters. The FIFA World Cup trophy, which is the most sought after and recognized sports prize in the world, is universally unique to the sport. Managing Director of Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited, Mrs. Marisa Gabriel Simelda, regarded this event as historic, particularly in the world of football.
For the Coca-Cola system, the tour is a chance to dream big, to live the passion that football originates through their stories of inspiration and effort. For us at Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited, it is yet another opportunity to open happiness in Dominica. We are pleased to be a part of something so great. Through the FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour event, we are transcending borders and representing something remarkable and an extraordinary journey that we want all to enjoy and remember for years to come.
President of the Dominica Football Association, Mr. Glenn Etienne, expressed his delight in Dominica being associated with the FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour. He said this trophy being present on Dominican soil is significant for many reasons.
Its presence on Dominican soil should serve as an inspiration and motivation for everyone involved or associated with the beautiful game. Football is a game of passion and togetherness, and the presence of this trophy symbolizes that. Football is truly a global sport, which is enjoyed by millions in every continent on the earth, big or small. The fact that the FIFA World Cup trophy is in Dominica is a testimony that FIFA treats each member association with respect and seeing each other equal. Our football in Dominica has benefited from our association with FIFA over the many years since FIFA has contributed and will continue significantly to our continued development and in our quest to take the sport to every nook and cranny of this island.
Dominica is proud to be a member of FIFA, he added, stating that the Dominica Football Association will do all in its power to uphold and maintain the values of FIFA and all it stands for. FIFA representative Mr. Jan Shetters explained how the trophy is truly priceless.
It's 6.175 kilograms of pure gold. The green part is malachite. You can't put a price value to it. It's everybody in this room, but everybody in the world has a story to tell about the FIFA World Cup trophy. Some of us go back a little bit more, 1974 when it was first used. Others have a story in their head about 2010 FIFA World Cup when it was handed over to Spain in Soccer City in Johannesburg. So everybody has their own story, so you cannot put a price to it.
He noted, no matter which teams win the World Cup, the trophy will always stay with FIFA. Dominica was one of 89 countries selected as part of the 9-month global FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour. In more news, the DSC Dominica State College will aid in the graduation of a total of 364 students during its 11th commencement ceremony on Wednesday, October 16th, beginning at 3 p.m. at the New Stock Farm Lower Campus. During the commencement ceremony, 1 Bachelor of Science degree and 347 associate degrees will be handed out, while 26 students will be presented with certificates. Dr. Donald C. Peters, president of the Dominica State College, who will preside over the event, will give the charge to the commencement class, while Honorable Peter St. Jean, Minister of Education, will address the ceremony. Dr. Shyla Esprit, who is a scholar of Caribbean literature and cultural studies, will give the commencement address. She holds a PhD in English literature from the University of Maryland, College Park, and her most recent academic position is an assistant professor of English at the Trinity Washington University. She has also taught and held professional positions at a number of other U.S. universities. Outstanding graduates will receive special awards at the commencement ceremony. And in court news, Shamel Christopher of Marigot has been found guilty of inflicting grievous bodily harm and not guilty of causing grievous bodily harm with intent to Kathy Ferreira in December of 2010. The 9-member jury returned with the verdict after a 2-day trial at the High Court of Justice on Monday, October 14, 2013. According to Ferreira's testimony, she had spent the night over by now deceased Alwyn Robin, also known as DJ Bullet, when Christopher came in and attempted to throw alkali in her face after she found her in bed with him. However, in an unsworn statement, Christopher said Ferreira was the one who attempted to throw the substance at her, which she managed to shield off, causing the substance to fall on Ferreira, who also claimed to be Robin's girlfriend at the time. One of the prosecution's witnesses, ophthalmologist Dr. Hazel Shillingford Ricketts, who examined Ferreira, testified that she had lost cells in both eyes. A number of other witnesses, including the investigating officer, also testified in the 2-day trial. Christopher will remain on bail and will be sentenced on November 6, 2013. The state is represented by Attorney General Levi Peter, while Christopher's legal counsel is David Bruni. In more court news, Elvis Francois of Benz has pleaded guilty to 1 count of battery and not guilty to threats, intimidation, and another charge of battery on Watson Pierre of Benz. The 38-year-old appeared before Chief Magistrate Evelina Baptiste on Monday, October 14, 2013, and was ordered to pay a fine of $750 for his guilty plea. According to the facts of the case, on 5th October 2013 at Benz, Francois beat Pierre and threw him to the ground. The defendant told the court that Pierre's dog had beaten him and he was upset about it. However, it was not his intention to hit the complainant. He also alleged that Pierre owed him $10 and refused to pay him. He was given till March 1, 2014 to pay the fine or spend 4 months in prison by default. Meanwhile, he was placed on $8,000 bail for 3 other charges to which he pleaded not guilty. As part of his bail conditions, he is to report to the Portsmouth Police Station every Monday. The trial is set for the 18th of April 2014 at Wesley. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.